Hello, and welcome to the Language School the World, where learning authentic English is easy and fun. So, are you ready to learn some simple, useful English for the workplace, for the office? In this video, we are going to talk about how to start a conversation with people you do not know. We are going to look at easy and simple ways of how to greet people, so how to say hello, how to introduce yourself at work. Now, don't worry if you're a beginner and you're just starting to learn English. We'll keep it easy and fun. You can use these phrases in everyday, real-life situations, at the office, or anywhere you work. So, let's start. But before we start, we kindly ask you to click on the subscribe button so you never miss out on all our free content and our channel can continue growing. Your support means the world to us. Thank you. Now, let's begin with greetings. So, how do you say hello at work? In English, we have different ways to greet people, depending on the time of day and on how formal the situation is. Here are a few examples. So, let's look first at informal ways. Very easy, you just say hi or hello, or also hey, but you only use it with friends or close colleagues. Handshakes are not necessary, but possible. Remember also that in informal situations, we use first names only. So, hi John, not hi Mr. Smith. Now, let's look at formal situations. We would say good morning before 12 or lunch. Good afternoon after 12 and before 5 p.m. and then good evening after 5 p.m. Handshakes are common in formal situations and you should use titles. For example, good morning, Mr. Smith, or good afternoon, Dr. White. Also remember, in formal situations, but also informal, of course, it's polite to smile and make eye contact when you say hello. So, let's practice. Imagine you are at work and you want to greet someone. You want to say hello to a person. What would you say? Let's do a quick quiz to set the scene. So let's say you walk into the break room and you see your colleague, John. What would you say? A. Good morning, Mr. John. Or B. Hi, John. Or C. Say nothing and just stare, look at him. Well, if you chose B, hi, John, you're correct. In informal situations, like with friends or close colleagues, you can say hi or hello. Using the first name is perfectly fine. Handshakes not needed here unless you're meeting someone for the first time. Easy, right? Now, imagine you are in a formal meeting and you're meeting a new client. What do you say? A. Hey, what's up? B. Good morning, Mrs. Smith. C. Wave silently. Got it? Well, the answer here is also B. Good morning, Mr. Smith. In formal settings, it's important to use proper titles like Mr., Mrs., Ms., or Doctor, and smile while you're making eye contact. Handshakes are common too, so go ahead and offer one. It shows professionalism and respect. Now, Let's move on to part 2, introducing yourself professionally. All right, now imagine you've just met someone at work. What do you say? Here is a simple formula for introducing yourself in a professional way. So number 1, start with your name. Hi, my name is, or more casually, I am, and then your name. Number 2, then say your job. Now here you have a couple of options. You can say, I work as, and then say your job. For example, I work as a teacher. Or more simply, you can say, I am a teacher. You can simply use the verb to be. So I am plus the indefinite article plus your job. If you don't want to say your job, you can say, I work at, or I work for, and the company name. So now let's put it all together. Good morning. My name is Daniela. I am a teacher and I work at the World Language School. Use I am instead of my name is to sound more casual. Hi, I'm Sarah. I work at ABC Company. So now you have introduced yourself. What's next? Well, it's polite to keep the conversation going by asking the other person some questions. So let's look at some common questions you can use in the workplace. This is the simplest way to ask someone for their name. You could say, hi, what's your name? Or in a slightly more formal setting, may I ask for your name? Remember, in English, what is your name is usually the first question we ask when meeting someone for the first time. So don't forget to respond appropriately when they answer. For example, if they say, my name is Rose, you could reply, nice to meet you, Rose. Also notice that when we speak, we use contractions. So instead of saying, what is your name, we say, what's your name. In spoken English, contractions make your sentences sound more natural and informal. But if you are in a very formal setting, you should use the full version. So what is your name? It is polite and it sounds more formal. After exchanging names, it's common to ask about the other person's job. Here are a couple of ways to ask. First one is, what do you do? Or, what is your role in the company, which is slightly more formal. When you answer this question, pay attention to the verb tense you use. For example, I work as a graphic designer. You use the present simple. Or, I manage the HR department. You use the present simple. Do not say, I am working as a teacher or I am managing the finance department, because that means it is temporary and you're only doing that job for a limited period of time. So now here is a cultural tip. In English-speaking cultures, asking someone's job is a normal way to start a conversation. But don't dive too deep with follow-up questions, especially if the person seems uncomfortable. Keep it light and polite. Also, avoid questions like, how much do you earn? Which is considered rude in most cultures. Another great way to keep the conversation going, you can ask, where do you work? This is informal. Or, who do you work for? Which is slightly more formal. For example, if someone says, I work at the language school, you can follow up with, oh, that's interesting. What is it like working there? It shows genuine curiosity. Now let me give you also a little grammar tip. Notice the use of do in these questions. In English, we use do to form questions in the present simple. for regular activities like work. For example, where do you work? Or what do you do? Also, a cultural tip: when asking someone's workplace, it's polite to show interest in their answer. For example, if they mention a company or a field, you could say, that sounds fascinating, or I've always wanted to know more about that industry. This helps to build rapport and keeps the conversation friendly. So to recap, here are the 3 key questions you can ask when meeting someone at work. What's your name? What do you do? Where do you work, or who do you work for? Using these questions shows that you are interested and polite, which is essential for building good workplace relationships. Try to practice these questions out loud and imagine how you'd answer them if someone asked you. Easy, isn't it? Now it's your turn. Before we end this video, let's practice together. I'll say something and you respond. Are you ready? So, good morning. My name is Daniela and I work at the language school, The World. What is your name? Hi, nice to meet you. What do you do? Where do you work? Great job. You have done really well. And there you have it. No more secrets about greetings in English-speaking workplaces. Whether it's formal or casual, these tips will help you make a great first impression. Now go practice your greetings and get ready to wow your colleagues. Remember, mastering a language is all about practice and perseverance. So keep watching, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we grow as learners. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical English tips. Thanks for watching.